What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Apothecary Diaries, this time with Season 2, Episode 4. Last week was a great episode again. I struggled to get my head around a few things, but I think it was explained pretty well at the end of the episode by Mau Mau. Figuring out that one of the... I keep wanting to say courtesans. What's the name for them again? Consorts, that's the one. One of the consorts was actually one of the consort's maids in disguise, because I think there was like an argument and the maid ended up like accidentally killing her and they buried her where the mushrooms were last episode we found. So there was a whole a whole kind of hiding situation going on last episode, wasn't there? And again, I think it might be adding up to the stuff we saw with the perfume in episode 3, episode 2, perhaps. Like I said, I still feel a little bit kind of lost. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. So I keep... hopefully this is not spoilers, but I keep seeing loads of stuff with like frogs. People keep talking about it. I feel like source material readers unfortunately give quite a lot away, and like if we see a frog in that scene there, they don't intend to obviously, but with their like hype of stuff, it ends up inevitably kind of like oversharing and seeing things perhaps you don't want to see. So I just, most of the time I just kind of mute that kind of stuff, people that post stuff like that, which is a bit ironic because with my videos obviously there's like a thumbnail and people might see that and be like, oh well, spoiled that little scene there. But yeah, it's a struggle to kind of keep away from details and stuff like that, especially with this series because people love it so much. It's especially hard to kind of keep away from stuff like that. But like I said, I've been seeing a few things about like frogs. Don't really know what it's about, but yeah, I assume we'll be covering that at some point this season. Maybe it might be like what I said last week about like licking the back of a frog to get high. Not sure how you lose this. It's a big old mirror. Um, in Japan, they're quite heralded items as well. Mirrors, in terms of, you know, like seal kind of evil spirits and stuff. So that's an interesting scene there, because there's that thing of like, sorry to pause for a sec already, but there's that thing of like, if you can, I do wonder if at this point in history, if mirrors can be two-way mirrors. I kind of doubt it, but I'm obviously not sure about that. But as I said, there's that like test of like, if you can see, I think it's if you can see your finger like actually touching your finger in the mirror, then that's a two-way mirror. If there's like a gap, then it's okay, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure which way around it is. You should always like do those tests when you're like staying in a hotel or something. I've seen a few too many horror movies to to not keep that piece of information in the back of my mind. Not that it really matters too much because I am a dude. I think it'd be much more beneficial to know that if you're a woman. Yeah, they're not breaking or anything. It's amazing what we take for granted in like our day and age, isn't it? Like no one gives a fuck about mirrors in our day and age. They're just there. Not all feel like fancy or anything. I mean, you can buy fancy mirrors, don't get me wrong, but it's not as yeah. Not as rare a thing at all. How did that happen? Well, I think maybe it was the guy looking over them. Or maybe it is a baby from the Immortals. Fucking knows. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Hmm. That really? That's incredible. What the hell? Is that real? Is that a real thing? I want to look it up. There's lots of stuff in the show I'd like to look. I'm just going to take her word for it and assume that that's real. It's incredible, isn't it? What the mind can do. Again, I love my kind of psychology, and like I used to study in college sports psychology, and how that affect and how your mental state affects your how you play sports. And something I've experienced as well. When I was low on confidence, I was playing terribly in the sport I play. And when I'm a very confidence based player. When I am very confident, I usually play really well. But it's amazing what like the mind can like shut out or even change within yourself. If it can assume that you're pregnant and then change your kind of bodily functions, like for a woman to simulate pregnancy, that's incredible, isn't it? Holy crap. I want to look that up after after this episode, see if that's a real thing. I imagine it is. The mind is a powerful thing. It's like that Wim Hof kind of method and stuff where with like people breathing super 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 high up in the mountains and stuff, where many people would die, but um if you can like mentally kind of get over it, it makes you a really strong kind of person. Yeah, that's incredible. And obviously, there's the adverse effect of like depressed people and such, and what that can do to their body and deteriorate them, not just mentally but physically. Ah, that's I've never heard about that before. Oh, there's no way these guys can watch 24 hours a day. Are these the sisters we saw a couple episodes ago? Like the blonde women. I was initially thinking that, but might not be the case. He does. He does know a lot of details, doesn't he? It's a good point she makes there. He knows too much. Really now. Jinchi's collecting a bunch, a bunch of elixirs and strange items. Is he? Is that for his own benefit, or I'm assuming I know the reason why he's doing that, but I guess we'll find out. I feel like he's like just like preparing a bunch of like rewards. So I was like, you get a mission reward like the end of a mission like a game. He's just like stacking up a bunch of them to give to Mao Mao. Perhaps, or maybe I feel like that's probably something else, but maybe I'm hoping that's the case. It's interesting that they're so obvious with where they are, like they're physically presenting to the guards where they are at like all times, like they're like this like. So sorry to pause again. Yeah, like I said, it's like they don't have to sit by the window. It's probably nice to sit by the window, get a breeze and such, but surely like not every day they want to sit by the window. So in making themselves so obvious to be seen, it's and the fact that they're twins as well. This mirror, obviously this makes a lot of sense now with what I'm saying, but it's like they're wanting them. They're wanting the security to know where they are at all times, and that act in itself of being so transparently seen is the illusion itself. It's kind of like magic. It's like it's right in front of your eyes. Yeah, it's all going on kind of behind the scenes, right in front of your eyes. Again, it's a tactic used by magicians quite a bit. It's like it's so right in front of your face, so obvious that it's actually they're not really there, and it's just one of them, and going and getting impregnated by someone. Like I said, I'm wondering if they're talking about the blonde women that we saw earlier on. I think episode 1, right here. Like again, they could sit somewhere that's really hard for the security to see them if they wanted to, but they chose not to. That is suspect. That's the first thing that stood out to me. That was pretty suspect. Oh, what if it's one of those? Yeah, reverse. I love those things. I don't know how they. I've seen some incredible versions of stuff like that. Mm, look at that. I mean, this is pretty. Yeah, like the possibility of this actually being the case. I mean, it's almost certain that it is, but like the possibility of this actually being like if police heard about this in our day and age, for example, they wouldn't listen to this. I don't think is what I'm trying to say here. as with what Mao usually said, there's too much conjecture here, isn't there? Way too much. Smart girl. There's been something that's kind of building, isn't it? We haven't seen too much of it, but inevitably, I mentioned this all the way throughout season one. Inevitably, people are going to start getting pissed off at Mao, finding out stuff like this, thwarting poison attempts, and like she is she's like the biggest security here. If you take her out of the picture, like there's a big chance you could poison someone or do something that people won't figure out. So she might have a big target on her back sooner rather than later. What I'm fearing. Yeah. How do we mimic this? Because it's obviously not real. Don't tell me it's like the old woman. Don't tell me it's the old fucking woman. Yeah. She's wearing a very similar outfit as what made my mind go to her. Now let's see if she can do that again without breaking any bones. Surely not, right? Beauties. There are the two blonde women. I feel like maybe we do actually get the old woman to do this. So, like, there's that awesome thing of like sometimes beautiful things like that can be done by anyone of any age, and it's actually quite beautiful to see someone so old doing something they love and something that looks so beautiful in the past, even so much time later. Sorry, I was just yapping for a minute, so I'm going to rewind. But yeah, like I said, there's something beautiful in the fact that someone could still do something all those many years later. It might not look as smooth or as pretty or as she might not be a beauty, as they say, but I don't know. I'd kind of like to see that. 1455, and it would be quite humorous as well. Honestly, seeing the old hag as they call her doing something like this. I'm not sure she'd ever agree to it, but technically. I mean, yeah, I guess he technically is. Quite funny though. Yeah, it's quite funny though. If you cut out Ginchi's whole top half of his body, you probably wouldn't say that. Come on now. I'm gonna drug them. Again, honestly, maybe just get the old woman to do it again. Previous ruler, like some time ago. There's a lovely setting there, isn't it? Very impressive she's got to this point, like running that whole place from where she came from. With it, oh, she's so rude to her, isn't she? Got a withered branch. That's also pretty impressive. You know what? I think that's pretty cool. I quite like moths and caterpillars, so maybe that's just me. Yeah, get fucked. Jealous woman. I don't know, I feel like the moths by the flame add a little bit to that performance, if you know what I'm saying, rather than ruin it. That's a lovely painting. A slave to, yeah. Quite the journey. Like I said a minute ago, quite impressive. She's changed so much. Got this far. Be running things. No. Look at her. Well, the closest person that looked to this woman is fucking Jinchi from the people that we've seen so far this episode, isn't it? Which is just is an amazing sentence. Oh. Yeah, I think she's coming to the same conclusion I did. You shall cross dress again. I think he done it already once last season. I could be wrong about that. Things turn so ominous all of a sudden. Like I said, I think that stuff like this would enhance performance for me. Oh, it's a half moon. What does that represent? That represents something. But yeah, I did actually also look up the source material. I didn't read any. I just looked up a bit of the source material for this. Obviously, I think it comes from a light novel, but I did see that there's two versions of the manga, which I thought was really interesting. There's two separate versions of the same story, I believe, and this anime is just based off one of them. I thought that was really. I was like, what the hell? There's two versions of this that came out relatively close to each other. It's a half moon in this shot as well. Um, but yeah, I thought that was really strange. Like, what the hell was that about? I've never seen that before. Like, I've seen like remakes and stuff. To be honest, I've never seen like a remake of a manga. But remakes and such are quite normal nowadays. Um, but it's not even like a remake situation. This is just a situation of two separate companies got the license to adapt the manga, which I think one of them, which the one this is based off, is a lot better received. I was quite surprised because what I initially done was I went to the source material and went to the light novel and then saw there was two adaptations, and then I clicked one of them, which is the one I'm talking about. It's just less well received, and I was quite surprised how low the ratings were. Oh shit! Guess it. Okay, shit. Next episode looks like a sick one. But yeah, like I was just saying, I clicked from the anime to the light novel, then to the manga, and the initial manga I clicked, it was like I was really surprised. I was like, no, why is this so unpopular? Why are the ratings so low? Why is no one talking about this? And then I switched to the other one. I was like, oh, this is the one that the anime is adapting, and the one that people obviously find better, and the ratings were where they should be, and it was as popular as it should be, and so on. I was just like, what the hell's going on here? And then yeah, I saw that there was another version. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, a really good episode today. I can't remember what I was gonna actually rewind a scene here, wasn't I? To this ominous shot. I mean, this one's not so ominous. I think we actually see in the preview that she's just collecting the caterpillars and butterfly, maybe collecting the caterpillars and then storing them so that they hatch after cocooning as butterflies for the performance. Um, Yeah, I feel like, yeah, maybe she's just like, again, this is me during primary school, but yeah, maybe she's just doing this because she likes to, and then she get Mau Mau will just ask her about helping out with the performance, and she can supply the butterflies perhaps, which would be cool, or moths or whatever. But yeah, what's going on in this scene right here? These two, I genuinely like what is going on with these two. They were introduced about midway through the first season, and we still haven't really got too much of these women, have we? Or this woman especially. This consort here. There was like a few segments where her personality kind of seemed a bit iffy, but that's all we've got from this woman so far. So I'm assuming something big's going to come from her at some point. But yeah, she lets out like a little hee hee. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As I said, I'll do it at my own time. I won't bother taking up your guys' time. But I do actually want to look up the pregnancy thing at the start of the episode because again, that was fascinating. And again, I genuinely believe that's something your mind could do. I've personally felt like when I've been ill or when something's gone wrong in my body, for example. I'm not sure if this is a normal thing, but sometimes I can feel my body like repairing itself, if that makes sense. Like it's this weird sensation. I've talked about it with people and they don't really understand, but sometimes when I've got like, yeah, like I'm ill or something, I can like feel my body like repairing, and it's really strange. It's a really strange feeling, and it's I'm not sure if that's the mental side of me like being motivated to get better and my mind helping my body, or if that's just like, yeah, it's really weird and I'm really interested in it. So yeah, I'm going to look that up a bit more after this. A little bit of a mystery at the start of the episode, which was again put together quite well by Mau Mau. Again, a few of the things you would just kind of like find eventually. It wasn't like genius per se, but putting that together so quickly was quite genius from Mau Mau. Interesting situation we got here as well, and again, I do think me and Mau Mau have come to the same conclusion with the Moonlight princess, whatever her bloody name is, and we'll be seeing Jinchi again performing, so that should be really fun. Do let me know what you guys thought about this one though down in the comment section. Again, a great episode. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Again, next week's episode looks like an absolute banger, so hopefully I'll see you guys then. Hopefully we'll find out if those two girls are also the two girls from the intro as well. Yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day.